Thank you, everyone. Firstly, a warm welcome, a good afternoon to everyone, and a warm welcome to the webinar for the postgraduate program in securities market, uh, covering three specializations: portfolio management, investment advisory, and research analysis. During the course of the 1 hour, we'll take you through the structure of the program, what are the fees, the duration of the program, what are the components of the program, and try and respond to all the queries that you have raised during the webinar invite as well, and the queries which are coming in the chat box. Please be rest assured that in case if your queries are not answered during this webinar, or if you need specific responses to your queries, you can always write back to us at the email address given or call us. Please note that we will respond to your emails and your phone calls as well, and specific queries during the course. This particular program, we have time. In terms of applications are still on. We have just 1 month into the application process. The application started on 6th of January, so we have plenty of time, and we'll try and respond to your queries. So thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. I can see about 375 participants online. Thank you very much for joining on a Friday afternoon. And without spending much time, I'll with Rachna ma'am, with your permission, I'll go ahead with the webinar as well.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much. So to briefly introduce, we have on this webinar panelist Dr. Rachna Bahl, who is a professor, Dean Academics, and HOD at the School of Securities Education at NISM. The program that we are talking about today, the postgraduate program in securities market, or PGP, in portfolio management, investment advisory, and research analyst, is into its fourth batch of 2024-25. Currently, the third batch of the program, 2023-24, is currently on, and their third trimester is currently in progress. So Dr. Rachna Bahl, to briefly introduce her, she'll take you through the structure of the program, the courses, what is it that you can expect during the 15 months of weekend program of this particular program. To briefly introduce her, she has done her PhD in finance in 2001 and an MCOM in 1995 from Osmania University. She has about 28 years of experience in teaching and research. Her areas of interest are into financial institutions and markets, portfolio management, corporate finance, and behavioral finance as well. So with that very brief introduction, ma'am, may I request you to proceed with the webinar, please?
Sure. Dhiren, would you please move to the next slide?
Yes, ma'am. So before ma'am proceeds, I'll just briefly talk about NISM. NISM was formed as a public trust in 2006 by SEBI, the capital market regulator. The institute carries out a wide range of capacity building initiatives at various levels aimed at enhancing the quality standards in securities market. NISM has a 72-acre campus and state-of-the-art infrastructure at Patalganga, near the Mumbai-Pune Express Highway. And this particular campus was inaugurated by the Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, on December 24th, 2016. This campus offers full-time residential academic programs as well as the postgraduate program in securities market, and also programs in short-term training and faculty development programs for institutions as well as for participants interested in making a career in securities market. So with that brief introduction about NISM, ma'am, may I request you to go through take the participants through the key features of the program, of the PGP program, please.
Thank you so much, Dhiren. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time zone you all are joining from, to this webinar, where our intent is to spread awareness about the PGP program offered by NISM. NISM is a capacity building initiative of the market regulator SEBI. We offer various long-term, short-term, medium-term programs which are customized for the market participants, as well as programs which are open for eligible people to apply. This specific program, PGP in PM, IA, and RA, is we are soliciting application for the 4th batch. It's a 15-month long program. It is offered on the weekend. The idea is to enable working professionals to grasp understanding about the securities market and also into a specific specialization. The classes are conducted on Saturday evening and Sundays. The program is offered in a hybrid mode, in the sense that those who are finding it convenient to attend the classes in person, they can come to the NISM facility and attend the classes in the NISM's classroom. Alternatively, people can join the classes in online format. Classes are delivered through the Zoom format, and people from anywhere in the country as well as from outside the country can join into the classes. In the previous batches, as Dhiren was mentioning, we are already having three batches have been conducted for this particular program. We have noticed that there are many participants from across the country, as well as in every batch we are having a couple of participants from outside the country. This unique format of the program enables us to cater to the needs of the participants who are aspiring to have a career in securities market, portfolio management, investment advisory, or research analyst anywhere from the country or the world. So they need not be part of they need not be situated to be in Mumbai to have the benefit of attending to this particular program. This program is divided into 5 terms. The first 3 terms of the program are common to all the participants. Each term is approximately for a period of 3 months. Classes will be conducted online, as I have already mentioned, on Saturday and Sunday. The 3 terms are common irrespective of the specialization the candidate chooses. The 4th term and the 5th term of the program are in the given area of specialization, that is portfolio management or investment advisory or research analysis. So the 4th term specialization courses will begin, and the 5th term is a dissertation term where the candidates are expected to produce a dissertation in the area of specialization. Then if you go to the next slide, I can probably explain about the kind of courses and curriculum we have in this particular program. So as you can all see, in the first term of the program, there are these 3 courses which we are offering. A subject on overview of securities market. We are starting from the scratch. Hence, even those who are not part of financial or securities market, and also the candidates who are coming from non-finance domain, you would be able to pick up the course, as we are starting from the first principle. We would be starting from the building blocks of securities market. So in the first term, as you see, the courses are to give the first principle understanding of securities market, and also the quantitative tools and techniques which are used in financial markets. There is also a course on financial statement analysis. So even those who are coming from non-commerce, non-accounting domain, they would be able to pick up the understanding and the requirements of this particular course. In the second term of the course, there are subjects on economics, financial theories, fixed income securities, and alternative asset classes. Please move to the next slide, Dhiren. And the third term of the program has courses on security analysis and valuation, derivatives and risk management, and regulatory and compliance ecosystem around the securities market. So all these subjects, all these terms are mandatory, required by all the participants. So the first 9 months of the program, the classes would be conducted across the 3 specialization stream on a common platform. People can attend the classes in person or they can join the classes online. After the third term, the specialization terms will begin. Participants have to indicate to us in advance if they choose to specialize in portfolio management stream. If they do so, they will be going through the courses which are presented on the screen. Alternatively, they can go through the investment advisory stream, and then they would be undergoing the subjects which are presented on the screen right now, or they can go through the specialization in research analysis, and these are the subjects which they would be learning. After the completion of specialization track, candidates would be required to produce a dissertation in the area of their specialization. So the fifth term of the program is the dissertation term, where the learnings which candidates have acquired over a period of the first 4 terms, they would be applying in a practical setting. They would be encouraged to take up a real life problem in the area of specialization and come up with their research work. Of course, the guidance will be provided by an in-house faculty member of NISM as well as market practitioners. Dhiren, next slide. The faculty team, which is involved in delivering subjects and classes in this particular program, comprises of the in-house faculty team of NISM. As you can see, most of my colleagues are PhD holders. Others are officers from SEBI. We all bring in relevant market and regulatory experiences. In addition to the in-house faculty team, we invite practitioners, there in the next slide, practitioners from the market and senior officers from SEBI to take classes as and when the need arises. Especially in the specialization term, that is the 4th term, majorly the classes are conducted by the market practitioners. The idea behind this kind of curriculum and structure is to give a thorough understanding, conceptual understanding about the securities market, various contours, segments, processes, products, regulations, compliances of securities market in the first 3 terms, prepare the participants very well before they go for the 4th specialization term. All right. So this is broadly the structure of the program, the delivery of the program, the platform on which we would be delivering the program is about. At this juncture, let me take a pause and also tell you what this program is not. Having told you what this program is, I would also like to tell you what this program is not. This program is not recognized by AICTE or UGC or any other educational body. This program is recognized by SEBI under 3 respective regulations, that is portfolio management regulation, investment advisory regulation, and research analyst regulation. My colleague Dhiren is now taking you through the relevant sections from the regulation. So right now what he has opened up is the RA regulation. Dhiren, can you just go to the first page so that everybody sees that we are referring to the regulation by SEBI. So here what you see on the screen is the Securities and Exchange Board of India RA regulation 2014. Dhiren, please go to the relevant section. Now, as most of the practitioners attending this webinar know that to register yourself as an RA or IA or PM, there are certain requirements. For example, to register as an RA, there is a requirement of having educational qualification. A candidate applying for registration need to fulfill certain educational qualification. For example, as you can see, the portion above the highlighted portion, professional Dhiren, would you please highlight the point 2 as well? Yeah. And then point 2 here, professional qualification or postgraduate degree or, yeah, all right. And point 2 as well. All right. So there are these requirements that a person is required to have postgraduate degree or postgraduate diploma, which is accredited by AICTE, National Assessment and Accreditation Council or National Board of Accreditation, or as you notice, or this particular program, post-graduation program in securities market, in bracket research analysis from NISM for a duration not less than 1 year. So this particular program which we are talking about is accepted as an educational requirement under the regulation by SEBI. I would repeat myself again. This program is recognized as a post-graduation program requirement under this specific regulation by SEBI. Similarly, if we move to PM regulation, portfolio management regulation, again, to register as a portfolio manager, please go to the relevant section, Dhiren.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I also see that there are a lot of questions which are being posted on the chat box. May I humbly request all the participants in the webinar to hold on to their questions and please pay attention to what is being discussed right now. All the questions which you have, we have been dealing with those questions in our first 3 batches as well. So what we have done, we have prepared a very comprehensive FAQ. After I take about 5-10 minutes discussing about this particular program, Dhiren will take you through all the questions which are part of FAQ. All right. I have a very high degree of confidence that all your questions like whether a person who has done BCom is eligible, a person who has not done BCom, whether he is eligible, whether an engineer is eligible, whether a person situated outside the country is eligible, and so on and so forth. All these questions will be addressed in the FAQ. So a lot of questions I see are popping up. What I'm suggesting, hold on. You are having questions about the fees. You are having questions about the mode of delivery. Please hold on to your questions. Please pay attention to what is being discussed right now. Let Dhiren run through the entire FAQ before you. After the FAQ, if there is any question which you were having remain unanswered, we would be very happy to answer those questions. That is precisely the purpose of holding this particular webinar. I'm urging you once again, stop writing the questions right now. Let us run through. Let us run through, because what will happen? If your question goes back very early, probably it will be missed out. So maybe your question is going to be answered in the next few minutes. Hold on. After the FAQ, you would be provided with sufficient time and opportunity to write the question. All right. Now, I'm coming back to the regulation. See the portfolio management regulation by SEBI. What is this regulation saying? Regulation is requiring a professional qualification in finance, law, accountancy, or business management from a recognized university should a person wants to register as a portfolio manager, as a principal officer under the portfolio management regulation. This regulation also recognizes the PGP in portfolio management, the program which right now we are talking about, as an educational qualification. Similarly, IA. Go to our IA regulation. Yeah. IA regulation, investment advisor regulation, also recognizes the portfolio, the post-graduation program in securities market with IA specialization as an educational qualification. Please go back to the PPT, Dhiren.
Sure.
Yeah. So let me reiterate, because this is a very, very crucial aspect and I do not want any of you to miss out on it. What I'm trying to tell you is that this program, post-graduation program in securities market with 3 specialization, is recognized by SEBI under the 3 respective regulations as an educational qualification. Through this program, we are enabling market participants looking for registration under any of the 3 regulations. In case they are not able to otherwise fulfill the educational qualification, they may take up this course. After the successful completion of this course, they would be able to fulfill the regulatory requirement. Having said that, in my previous batches, we have many participants from the market who are able to fulfill the regulatory requirement. Otherwise, also they are already MBAs and CAs and MComs, etc. Still, they have taken up this course because they are looking at this program as a fast-track MBA program specializing in securities market. Is it an MBA program accredited with AICTE? No. But in terms of its content, in terms of its rigor, in terms of its delivery and curriculum, we have designed and we are delivering the program in such a way that in terms of its depth and rigor, I can very confidently say that it will provide you with a very in-depth understanding of the domain of broadly finance and specifically securities market. All right. So let me just reiterate myself. Thus far, what I have stated, I have told you that this is a 15-month long program. Hence, anybody wanting to join this program needs to give us a minimum 15-month curriculum. You can go to the slide of key features so that people can relate to it better. So it's a 15-month program. There is a commitment which is required from your side for a full duration of 15 months. It's a part-time program enabling working professionals to get this PGP qualification to fulfill the educational qualification requirement under 3 respective regulations of SEBI. It may work majorly like a weekend program for those who are already having expertise and in-depth understanding of the domain of finance and securities market. For all others who are joining this domain from outside the purview of finance and securities market, let me tell this to you categorically that this is not going to be, in terms of time devotion, a weekend program. You may be required to put in many hours, many learning hours throughout the week. So there is going to be a huge commitment expected from your side. We have made it very simple that people can attend this program in online mode. However, let me make this again very clearly that there is an attendance requirement, and those who are not able to fulfill the minimum attendance requirement will not be allowed to take examination, etc. All right, and they would not be able to clear this particular program. So in terms of its assessment and evaluation, we are going to follow the same standard which any post-graduation program follows. There would be a internal evaluation conducted throughout all the sessions, throughout the running of the subject. by way of quizzes, by way of assignments, by way of presentations, by way of group work, and also there would be an end-term exam. Do participants have to come to Mumbai or to NISM center to write the exam? No, you can write at the place of your comfort online. However, all the exams will be proctored. All right. Some exams may be open book exams. That depends. That as and when faculty will be indicating to you, we will be following those methodologies. However, there would not be any requirement for you to come to Mumbai and write the exam. You can fulfill all the requirements of this particular program at the comfort of your place, out and out. All right. So this is about the evaluation, the assessment, the expectations from all of you with regard to the program. Now, towards the end, before I hand over to Dhiren, lot of queries are coming. Dhiren would definitely address, but I think I should at least tell them broadly. There is no mandatory requirement that you need to be you need to come from a domain of commerce or accounting or finance, as I have already mentioned. Our minimum eligibility criteria is that you need to be a graduate, 10 plus 2 plus 3. There are candidates who are asking the question that they have done their BTech or they have done their BE. So please count it. That's going to be 10 plus 2 plus 4. Isn't that so?
Yes.
More the merrier. If you have done 10 plus 2 plus 4, are you eligible? Of course you are eligible. You have done 10 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2. Are you eligible? You are eligible. Minimum requirement is 10 plus 2 plus 3. Am I making it very clear? There are questions. Of course, Dhiren will also take whether there is an age limit. No, there is no age limit. In our previous batches, there are participants who are above the age of 60. And let me tell this to you that there are one of the most active participants. That brings me to another aspect. I must not forget to tell this to you, that apart from the learning, this program provides a platform, an opportunity of networking with people who are coming from the domain of securities market. Your cohort would be comprising of professionals which bring in a minimum 10-15 years of experience in the banking and financial domain. Many of your participants, not all, we also encourage people from non-finance domain to come in and provide an alternative perspective to all kinds of discussions and learning in the class. So there would be this kind of mix with which you would be interacting. Our faculty also, many of them are senior professionals from the market. So that gives you an opportunity to interact and network with them. So these are some of the strengths of the program. Now over to you, Dhiren. I request you to run through the entire FAQ, all the questions. So many of the questions which our participants are posing in the chat box will be answered, after which we will give our participants some time. If any question remain unanswered, we will try to address to those needs as well. All right, over to you, Dhiren.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. So this is the FAQs that we have posted for everyone's benefit. Now, all your questions, as ma'am said, will be addressed, or at least most of them will be addressed through this particular set of FAQs. I'll quickly run through them. This is again, for example, who will find this program useful? This program is ideal for individuals with passion for securities market, who have a keenness to acquire in-depth understanding of the securities market, and are focusing on any one of the areas that ma'am talked about. The relevant specialization is also, as ma'am rightly pointed out, is recognized as an eligible educational qualification for the respective regulations as well. Each specialization will be recognized under the specific regulation. So for example, here, when I'm saying under SEBI Investment Advisors Regulation of 2013, only the postgraduate program in securities market of the investment advisory specialization is eligible. Hence, participants can choose the appropriate specialization accordingly. So if you're looking for a, let's say, an RA registration, then you need to pursue the PGP in securities market with an RA specialization. This particular, for example, in each of the regulations, I've quoted the text of the regulation, which we have gone through earlier during this particular session, along with the link. So you can even go through the other aspects of the regulation, those who are new to this domain and from a non-finance background as well. So I'm not spending much time on these links right away. Uh, Again, we are advising all of you. Please note that we are just completing about 1 month in the application process. We have we have at least another month to go before the application closes. In fact, the applications will close on 28th of March. So all of you have a sufficient time to go through not only the FAQs, the prospectus, but even the regulations. You can try and consult others as well before you can make an informed decision. So similarly, like I talked about the portfolio managers regulation, there is also a similar link and a similar regulation for the investment advisors regulation specialization as well. And also for the RA, which ma'am has already talked about previously in this session. Now, this is a weekend capacity building program, and it is suitable for working professionals as well as practitioners. In case if you're self-employed also or looking for a career in securities market, then this program will be suitable for you. Program is again suited for individuals with an entrepreneurial bent of mind as well, who want to start their own practice. So we have a few participants who are already dealing or want to start their own practice and are looking for this program as a very good structured, program with courses relevant only to the securities market. So it is suitable for those individuals as well. The graduate degree or the basic qualification eligibility, I'll come back to in one of the FAQs at a later stage. Even employees, even people who are employed with PMS, investment advisory, research analyst firms who want to enhance their skill sets can also pursue this program and try and progress in their careers within their firms. Mutual fund employees, merchant bankers, and employees from stockbroking firms, etc., can also look at this program as a career enhancement or a validation perspective. And individuals, it's also open for individuals wanting to manage their personal investments as well. So this program is suitable for the entire gamut or entire spectrum of participants. The structure of the program, as ma'am mentioned, it's a 15-month weekend program. Classes are scheduled on Saturdays and Sundays. The timings that we talked about or in the slide, 6 to 9:15 on a Saturday evening and 10 to 5:15 on a Sunday is kind of fixed, is sacrosanct. You will receive a detailed academic calendar from our side as well once we begin the program. So you can plan your weekends and plan your personal engagements also. What will you learn in this program? Now, ma'am took you through the various courses of the program and also the fact that all of you, when we are joining the program, as a sort of creating a base or a foundation for your securities market career, 3 trimesters you will be common to everyone, and then you will choose your respective area of specialization and proceed in that. Complete the trimester 4 of the specialization, and then also, and after that, submit a project which is based on real world experience or real world application as well. So the curriculum, as ma'am took us through during the session, this is being designed, and the courses are also altered, changed. There are suitable changes being incorporated to make the courses relevant with respect to the dynamic nature of the markets. And therefore, the curriculum keeps on changing over the subsequent batches. The program in general covers tools and techniques related to foundational aspects of all the areas of specialization. So whether you are from the background of finance or capital markets, or whether you are not, still we try the first 3 trimesters. We'll try to create a level, make sure that each one of you is at par in terms of the foundational knowledge required to progress further. What this program will lead to now. These specialization areas will lead to your, so for example, if you're opted for a portfolio management specialization, then you can look out for opportunities, career opportunities in, let's say, with PMS distributors, AMCs, family offices, etc. And there's also scope to start your own practice. Similarly, with investment advisory, there are opportunities with firms and with family offices also, advisory firms, retirement and real estate planners as well. Plus the on the similar front, with research analyst certification, you can either join as or look forward to a career in as sell side analysts in equity research firms or broking firms, as well as in buy side analysts with AMCs or PMS firms, etc. So, for example, the candidates, again, we are trying to get this webinar done, again, reiterating the fact that you need to go through the FAQs and the regulations so that you can make an appropriate choice when you select a program. Please note that just to bring in another aspect, since you are seeing three specializations, some of you would have a query. Suppose if you start off with an RA, can you move into IA and PM? There is an opportunity for all of you. Let's say if you, for example, which I'll come to in one of the FAQs later stage, there are opportunities for you to pursue either dual specialization also and triple specialization. So allow me to come back to those, come to those questions later on in the FAQs. Now, in case, suppose midway during once we start the program, after let's say completing or towards the completion of trimester 2, if there is a change of mind, if you would like to change the specialization, then there is a provision that candidates may be allowed to change their specialization after completing the trimester 2 based on the availability of seats in the desired specialization. Please note that in this case, the decision of NISM will be final and binding to all of you in case the requested change in the specialization is asked for or a formal request has been made at the end of trimester 2. So there is a possibility that you will be allowed to change provided there are enough number of seats available and then we have the relevant approvals in place. So that is also a possibility. So for those of you who are concerned about which specialization to select, whether will I get time? Do I have to select before at the time of application? At the time of application, you indicate your most preferred or best interest. Then, as we proceed further, this particular option is also available. Eligibility criteria, as ma'am mentioned, we are looking for graduates from any discipline. So for all those who are from non-finance or non-commerce background, engineers, science graduates, etc., can obviously look at this program. The only the only aspect here to highlight is that all of you need to have your final degree certificate and the mark sheet at the time of application. We want candidates who have completed their graduation in its entirety. So just to go through the verbatim again, we are looking for graduates from any discipline completed with the final degree certificates and mark sheets at the time of application from a recognized university under the 10+2+3 stream are eligible for this program. So if you are a working professional, can you pursue this program? Yes, you can pursue this program because this is again in a hybrid mode. So for example, the timings that are there displayed on your screen, these timings are fixed. Mostly there is no change in these timings. We are running this program on the weekend. So you will get an academic calendar at the beginning of the program. So you can plan your work and your personal engagements as well. The program will be delivered through a classroom mode in NISM's BKC facility, and the same classroom whatever is being talked about is being kind of delivered online simultaneously or replicated through a Zoom call like this. So if you take this particular Zoom call as a kind of classroom session, if I am delivering this from the NISM campus, similar environment you will be able to see on the Zoom. Again, the choice whether you want to come to NISM office and sit in the class and attend this program, or you want to stay at home or your personal space and attend this program, that is completely up to you. There is a limited number of seats. So let me bring this point as well here. Note that for those who are opting for physical classes, there are a limited number of seats available in the classroom. So these will be allocated on a first come, first serve basis. But so far, we haven't faced any problem in the first 3 batches with respect to the availability. So you can opt for either hybrid mode as an online or offline mode. Trimester 4, that is in the specialization trimester, as I've mentioned here, will be conducted in online mode only. So with it, whichever specialization you are choosing, the classes will be conducted at the same times on Saturday and Sunday. So 3 batches or 3 classes will be running from 6 to 9:15 p.m. For the respective specialization, right? So trimester 4 specialization, that will be online. If you are in the final year of graduation and awaiting results, then here is the option for you. Candidates who are joining this program are expected to complete their graduation requirements and submit the academic credentials to NISM before the commencement of the PGP program. So we are strongly urging and advising that only those candidates who can produce their academic certificates, that is, graduation, final mark list, and degree certificates before the program commencement, should apply for this program. So make sure that your certificates, final certificate, let me reiterate, the final certificate and the mark sheet or the mark list and the degree certificate has to be with you before the commencement of the program. Is there any upper age limit? No, there is no upper age limit to pursue this program. We have senior citizens also who are experienced in their own field are also participating in this program. What is the fees for this program? The consolidated fees for the program is 2,75,000 plus GST. For the detailed breakup, I'll also take you through the breakup in the slides. This is available. So, for example, this is to take you quickly through the breakup. 2,75,000 plus the applicable taxes. There is an inbuilt installment facility available. So you will be paying 1,35,000 and 1,28,000. The exam fees are 5,000 for each of the installments. And after there's an 18% GST as well as 2,000 rupees for the alumni fund. Discounts are available for groups of 2 or more participants from the same organization. This detail again is available in the prospectus as well. And in case if you're coming from an organization, in case if you are joining in from an organization, then all we need is that participants who are seeking group discounts have to submit their registration or incorporation certificate of the firm. The registration or the certificate of the firm must be dated before the last date of application. Participants from joining from government organizations, PSUs, autonomous organizations, listed companies may avail the group discounts by submitting the ID proof of their company or the organization. Participants seeking group discounts have to apply with the aforementioned documents at the time of documentation verification process. So the admissions team will take this forward on the discounts part. How you can apply for the program? You can go to this particular link, create your user ID password, pay the application fees of 500 rupees and complete the application process. Application fee is rupees 500 and you can also use the debit card and on the credit card net banking as well to complete the entire process. The selection to the admit for this program is again a two-stage. So one is your application. Once you fill down all the details, therefore please indicate all the details and maximize make sure that the application form or the way you have filled up is complete in all respects. So first stage will be there'll be a shortlisting procedure based on the applications received. The shortlisting will be for the purpose of a personal interview based on the profile that we receive or the information about your profile from the application form. Stage 2 is where the admissions offer will be based on the relative performance in the personal interview. This personal interview will also be held in online mode. So once we receive all the applications, we'll scrutinize all the applications, come up with a short list of candidates for the personal interview. All of you will receive an invite for the personal interview. This interview will most probably be again on a platform like Zoom. It will be an online interview process. And after the relative performance of the person interview as well as your profile, there will be a merit list which will be announced, and offers to the admissions will be made. The just a second. So the medium of the instruction, please note that it will be in English. Hence, candidates who have to be comfortable for verbal and written communication in English. It's completely in English throughout the duration of the course of the program. See, as I mentioned, there is a course or attendance requirement for each course or each in the trimester. So, for example, if a trimester has 3 courses, then the minimum attendance requirement in each course, which is 80% of the scheduled lectures or sessions. So, you need to ensure that in any trimester, for all the courses, your attendance has to be 80% and above. Detailed guidelines with respect to this particular requirement will be shared with all of you once the classes commence. The internal assessment marks for class participant I mean, this particular attendance is also factored in when when the faculty members are assessing you for the internal assessment marks as well. So make sure that your attendance is 80% plus in the course. You're attentive and interactive during the entire course. That will also help you, build your subject knowledge as well, allow you to communicate and improve your skills with respect to the program. So in terms of the placement assistance, please note that the securities market, this particular PGP program is meant for working professionals and is in the weekend format. Hence, there is no placement assistance for this program. I reiterate, there is no placement assistance for this program. But as I mentioned, there are enough number of opportunities for you to connect with industry experts, be it the market participants or the subject matter experts who are coming and teaching you, as well as you can connect with your fellow colleagues who are already working professionals or who have their own practice to explore further career opportunities. Even if you are not in India, you can pursue this program since given the nature of the hybrid delivery mode, you can pursue this program from anywhere else in the world. In our previous batches, we have had a few candidates who are not from India, who are joining in elsewhere, but elsewhere remotely as well, and completing the entire program remotely. So it's delivered in a hybrid format, and those who are outside India can also attend all the sessions, and even the examinations are conducted online, so you need not visit India. Can you pursue triple and dual specializations? Now, this is something which I would like your attention specifically to. For those of you who are trying to build a career in securities market and feel that you can, over a period of time, you can look at various aspects or 3 specializations or maybe 2 specializations, then this program also offers you an opportunity to pursue dual or triple specialization. So, please note that the candidates who are wishing to pursue triple or dual specializations will be exempted from taking the courses of the common trimesters within the period of 3 consecutive years. There will be no separate interview process. I'll explain this with a table. Allow me to come to the table. So, for example, if a participant is enrolled this year, that is in NISM PGP program for portfolio management in 24-25, that is the current batch that you are applying for, he or she can pursue the same PGP program in research analyst mode, research analyst specialization in 25-26, and can also pursue the investment advisory in 26-27. So by the end of 26-27, should you opt for triple specialization, then you will have all the 3 specializations by the end of the academic year 26-27. So all the 3 specializations can be completed, but these can only be completed once you follow it in the consecutive years without any gaps. So for example, this particular table here, as all of you can see, this explains the entire process. So for example, if you're wanting to pursue triple specialization, then you can opt for the admission in 24-25. Let's say if you opt for example, portfolio management, then in 25-25, you need not 25-26, that is next year, of this particular program, that is batch 5, you need not again go through the interview process. You can opt for investment advisory in 25-26 and do the trimester 4, that is a specialization in investment advisory, and then also complete the dissertation in investment advisory in 25-26. Similarly, once you have done that, again, you can skip the 3 trimesters of 26-27 and come back to the trimester 4 of 26-27, complete the trimester 4 in research analyst and the dissertation in that respective area. Thus, in 3 years, you will be able to complete all the 3 specializations and then open up and then proceed with your careers. But note that 2 things which I would like to mention here is that it has to be in consecutive orders, consecutive years. So all this without the interview process has to be done in 3 consecutive years. And the order is your choice. So suppose you can change this order. You can start with an RA, you can proceed with PM and then complete the investment advisory. That is completely your choice. Suppose if you opt for dual specialization only, then you can take 1 year gap in between and then pursue the either or option in the specialization. I hope this point is very clear. Still, if there are any questions on that front, you can post it in the chat box. We'll come back to you post the webinar as well. So as I mentioned here, this particular order can be taken. I mean, these specializations can be taken up in any order. And if you're opting for triple specialization, no gaps. Dual specialization, you can take 1 gap. Now, in order to achieve this, it will be allowed provided all candidates communicate their preferred track in writing before the commencement of the specific subsequent batches and complete the application process laid down by NISM. All of you will get information from the admissions team. You have to complete the process, and then we can proceed further. Then this is required because there are a very limited number of seats available for the dual and triple specialization. And the fees for the subsequent specializations is 85,000. Now, note that you cannot complete all the 3 specializations in 1 academic year. In terms of the evaluation is a combination of internal or continuous assessment consisting of quiz, assignments, projects, etc., which may include presentations also depending upon the respective courses. And there will be an end-term exam, which will be completely online. The certificates that will be provided at the end of the course are in either of the 3 specializations that you opt for. So, for example, if you have opted for RA, then it will be a postgraduate program in securities market in RA. Now, participants have to attend and participate in all the courses and fulfill the attendance requirements and evaluation requirements to complete the PGP program. No exceptions will be made in this regard, please. So the program is rigorous, as we have talked about, and you will need some time commitments from your end during the weekdays. So an estimated is like for 15 months, you will be engaged on a weekend basis as well, and the academic calendar will be shared with you in advance. In case if you have any further queries, you can still reach out to our email address and the contact numbers. Which asset classes are covered? Now, this is something which will be useful for even experienced and non-finance participants. The securities market program, PGP program, covers all the assets classes which are the primary focus of securities regulated by SEBI. Based on the markets and regulatory developments, appropriate topics are included in the curriculum from time to time. In terms of the study material, fees, whether the study material, the cost of the study material is included in the fees payable. No, the relevant study material includes presentations, cases, regulations, etc., which will be shared after the class as in terms of soft copies with all of you. Reference books, if any, for additional reading are not provided separately. So all of you can purchase it and the fees are not, or reference material or books are not included in the fees. The exams are conducted through a remote proctored platform and will be scheduled as per the Indian Standard Time on weekends. Mostly the times will remain the same as in Saturdays and Sundays. Dates and times will be communicated to you by the respective exam team for the courses. Recorded, will the lectures be recorded and provided to you so that you can cover up the syllabus in case if you have missed a class? Firstly, we are requesting, so for example, participants are required to have the minimum 80% attendance in each course. Learning, we encourage all of you to be in the class, be interactive. So to maximize your learning, please be interactive in the class, and it is advisable to attend the sessions. Worst case scenario, recorded lectures will be shared only for a limited time. In case if you are absent for genuine reasons communicated in writing via email in advance. So if you're not keeping well, please let us know. If there's a medical emergency, let us know. And then recorded sessions may be shared, provided we have received it in writing and those are for genuine reasons. However, please note that all of you are encouraged to be in the class and attentive in the class. Will watching the videos after the live session be considered as attendance? No. Watching the videos after a live session is not considered as attendance purpose, because again, we want you to interact with the faculty and the market participants who are kind of attending the session. Fees related to any other NISM certification included in the program? No. Fees related to other NISM certifications are not included in the program fees. Further details about NISM certifications can be availed of from the link, and the validity of the certifications is also separate. Is the syllabus of the PGP same as certifications, NISM certifications? Again, PGP is delivered in a hybrid mode, online plus classroom, where NISM faculties and guest faculties are invited for interactive sessions. Hence, the syllabus scope and the coverage of PGP program is much more comprehensive than the NISM certifications. Is there a validity to the PGP program in terms of, the PGP program is once you receive your certificate after the completion of all the formalities at the end of 15 months, that is recognized as an educational qualification under the respective SEBI regulations, and there is no renewal requirement pertaining to it. Does this particular program fulfill any job criteria? See, as I mentioned, that the curriculum is rigorous with respect to the program, but the final call on whether to consider this program for job applications is completely an employer's decision. Please note that, just to reiterate, there is no placement assistance for this program. Is the program also valid as a master's degree? No, the program is only recognized under the respective SEBI regulations, which we have looked at, and it is not, and any of its specializations or the program in its entirety are not recognized as a master's degree or its equivalent under any university, UGC or AICTE regulations. Does the completion of the PGP program in securities market relax the work experience criteria for SEBI registration? No. The PGP program will only fulfill the educational qualification or the requirement laid down in the respective regulations and not any other criteria of the SEBI registration process. That is clear. As a working professional, do you need an NOC from the employer at the time of admissions? No, the NISM does not require any NOC from your organization since it's a weekend program for working professionals. However, as candidates, you need to make sure that you have enough time to devote for the program, because this is going to be a rigorous program, and you'll have to spend a few hours apart from the weekends to make sure that you are at par with the requirements of the program. So coming back to the requirements, this is the next question that you will have to approximately, judging by, again, this depends upon an individual, but at least if you could spare 15 hours during the week for the study, then you can very well manage the requirements and the expectations from the program. This will obviously vary depending upon your educational background, experience, and work profiles as well. Is there any hostel facility? The participant. So there's no, this is again a weekend program in the hybrid mode. So the hostel facility is not, this is not an in-house or a residential program. And therefore the hostel facility is not there. In case if you're traveling to the BKC campus, please note that there is no accommodation facility there. You'll have to manage your own travel and stay during the sessions if you're attending. Do we need to attend any classes in trimester 4? In trimester 4, all of you will work on completing the dissertation under the guidance and directions of the respective mentors. There will be no classes during these sessions. The mentors, again, the process of assigning the mentors, who will be your mentor, etc., that will take you through once you are enrolled in the program and once we reach at trimester 5. Are there any scholarships available or education loan tie-ups for the PGP program? Please note that NISM neither provides any scholarships nor any educational loan tie-ups for this particular PGP program. Now, with that, I come to the end of the FAQs. This FAQs, as I mentioned, will also be available on the website. We have also shared it in the chat box. And please watch out for on the website again. Based on the queries of today's session, we'll update these FAQs as well and post it on the website again. So in case if any of the questions is still unanswered, then you can obviously come back, try and visit the website by next week or so to refer to the updated FAQs as well. So with that, ma'am, I stop here with the FAQs.
Yeah.
I hope that we are able to answer most of the questions by now.
You may stop sharing the
Sure, ma'am. Yes.
screen. Yeah. All right. So probably, Dhiren, by the time I interact with the participants for a few more minutes, you may run through some of the questions. I tried answering many questions which I could, but there could still be some questions which requires our immediate attention.
Yes.
We will take them up right away. And remaining questions, we will reach out to the participants through email. All right. So you go through the questions and let me answer one or two broad questions. I believe, I guess that there are some young participants in this webinar who are wanting to join the securities market domain and looking for a post-graduation kind of program. They have probably come across our PGPISM program. Post-graduation program in investments and securities market. So let me take this opportunity of introducing to those participants this new initiative of NISM. PGPISM is another program. It's a 1-year residential program offered by NISM, and 24 would be going to be the first batch. I would mention it very specifically. It is not a program recognized by AICTE. However, the program is designed in consultation with the market participants, will be delivered by involving market participants and hoping that market participants would be happy to provide placement opportunities to our young graduates. So that program, the other program which I'm talking about, is a residential program. There is no option of attending the online classes available there. That's going to be out and out residential program. So at this juncture, now we are introducing you to these two separate programs. PGPPMIA-RA is a program positioned towards working professionals, those who are wanting to update their understanding in securities market, those who are looking for fulfilling the educational requirement under SEBI's regulation. So this weekend program is something very, very appropriate and possible for them to take up. This PGPPMIA-RA program does not provide any placement assistance. It's a weekend program. It's online as well as offline. It's available for participants to join in. The other program, PGPISM, is a 1-year residential program positioned towards young graduates or postgraduates. Out and out application oriented program that is going to be. We are going to adopt a very learner centric skill development approach, preparing our students to be readily employed by the securities market industry. So there, in that program, we provide placement assistance. I hope I'm able to make the distinction between these two separate programs. So all the young graduates who are looking for a full-time residential program, watch out our space for a separate webinar on PGPISM. Should you want, you can put down your email ID along with PGPISM so that our team, whenever we are holding that webinar, will get in touch with you just to ensure that you do not miss out on that program. PGPISM is 1-year residential program. All right, PGPISM and your email ID you put down please in the chat box. We will separately reach out to you. And those who are wanting to know further about this particular weekend program may now post questions. So may I request all those candidates who are looking for full-time program to reach out separately. This webinar is not for PGPISM. All right? Okay. So, all right. So there were some queries with regard to how would participants choose the specialization. Though we does ask you to indicate the specialization you would be going for in the PGP program, but we do give the participants an opportunity of revisiting the decision in the 3rd trimester. So you can always speak to us, to the faculty team, to the market experts. And should you want to revise your specialization stream, we do provide you with that kind of opportunity. Hence, do not worry. You might have applied by giving portfolio management as a specialization. Should you want to change it to IA or RM, that is very much possible. There were some queries with regard to people from non-finance domain. Would they be able to cope up with the curriculum? Let me be very honest with you. As faculty, we would be teaching you from the scratch. However, the domain of securities market is very comprehensive. If you are willing to put in hard work, if you are willing to put in those extra hours, you would be able to pick up the course. All right. So that is very much possible. We would be there throughout to provide you with guidance and assistance. And then let me see. There are some queries pertaining to the registration requirement with SEBI. May I humbly request all the participants to go through the regulation word to word in detail. Should you want to register yourself as any kind of as a participant, you are required to go through the regulation. Please do that. That will really be helpful to you. All right, then that is it. I think they're in broadly fees and attendance and recordings and these questions we have answered. We are going to be here for a few more minutes. Should there be any question which thus far is not answered, please write down. Any question pertaining to PGP will be taken up separately. Dhiren, may I request you to post the PGPISM prospectus, so the candidates who are interested in PGPISM full-time residential program can go through the prospectus and attend the webinar. A separate webinar will be conducted to clarify your concerns and questions. All right.
I'll post the prospectus and the FAQs as well. And there was one question with respect to, in case if you have joined this webinar late, please don't worry. This particular webinar in its recorded form will be available on social media channels, and you will also receive a link from our team. So you can go, when time permits, you can go through the recording of the webinar also.
There is some question is there with regard to difficulty to register. I don't know whether it is with regard to the application form or some other difficulty the candidate is facing. In that situation, you please put down your email ID. We will share with you the recording as well as the PPT of this webinar. And separately, you can reach out to us for any further query. All right. Some questions are there with PGP, this particular program's admission process. As Dhiren already explained, there would be a screening process. We will be shortlisting the candidates who are meeting our minimum eligibility criteria, after which we call the candidates for personal interview. Upon selection from the personal interview, candidates will be intimated for their admission or whatever is the status.
Sure. So I've posted both the PGPSM FAQs as well as the prospectus in the chat box. So all of you can download that and refer to the same and go through the prospectus as well. As ma'am mentioned, there will be a separate webinar for that program as well. We'll then see you there.
Should there be any further query with regard to you have done your degree from, let's say, a foreign university or from a university you are not very sure whether that will be meeting the eligibility criteria? Again, I request to you that you write to us. Dhiren, please share the PGP ID,
Yes.
to which they can write. You please share with us your concern, your educational qualification, and a picture of the degree certificate. We will get our academic program unit, evaluate whether that will be eligible or not, and revert to you. So please do not worry, write to us.
Your queries will be answered. We might take some time in responding to your queries, but please rest assured that you will get a response. We have sufficient time for the application process to close. So in case if you have not received a response till now, please be rest assured you will get a response.
There are some queries with regard to a person coming from an IT domain, non-finance domain. Let me share with you the composition of the ongoing cohort. We do have about 25 to 30% participants from a non-finance, non-securities market domain, and they are doing very well in the program. So we do encourage diverse background, and hence your domain expertise in other field also will be recognized. As long as you are willing to put in efforts in picking up the nuances and learnings of securities market, we would be there to support you. Yeah. Any other major question, Dhiren, remained unanswered?
No, ma'am, I don't see questions of any specific nature, but we have your chat responses also, so we'll try and reach out to people. And as I mentioned, we'll update the FAQs also in the subsequent weeks, so you can also refer to the updated version of the FAQs. This is again to ensure that most of the common questions are addressed in a manner where it's clearly communicated without any ambiguity for the benefit to make an informed decision to all of you, for all of you.
Yeah.
The last date to apply for the PGP program is 28 March. Someone had just posted the question. So the last date is 28 March. However, a request is that you please try and complete the application process well before 28th March in case if there is a problem that you face and you have sufficient time to overcome that and complete it well before 28th March.
All right. So I hope major queries are being answered. In case later, while going through the recordings of this webinar or reading up the FAQ or prospectus, any further query is there, feel free, reach out to us. We will surely answer to your queries. Any concerns you have, we will again be reaching out to you, answering those questions. And most likely in the month of March, another webinar would be conducted if we come across a need. If there are substantial queries which we think could be addressed only through the webinar, we will be holding one more webinar in the month of March. Thank you very much for joining this webinar. And I look forward to have many of you joining the program as well. All the very best to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for joining in on today in this webinar and informing everyone on the contents and the structure of the program. I also thank all the participants of the program. With that brief thank you, can we end the session today? And the recordings, as I mentioned, will be available for all of you to go through post the webinar as well. So in case if you have missed out on the webinar, then you can obviously go back to the recording and try and see if your questions are being answered. Right. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you, the IT team and the MCD team as well, for all the assistance.